We are a small but mighty foundation. Over the last 25 years, if you will, we've been able to collect and invest $20 million into the MPN disease space, but that's nowhere near enough. Through every research cycle, through every project that comes through our doors, through every patient ask and unmet need, we leave a lot of research on the table.
Research funding is really more important than ever because the disease is so much more complex than anyone gave it credit for back in 2005 when they discovered the original mutation that drives a large portion of the disease.
This is an orphan disease, as they call it. It's fairly rare, and it doesn't get the visibility, and funding from other sources becomes much harder because of that, including from the NIH.
This is a cancer, but it's a chronic cancer, which is very nuanced.
You have patients that have this chronic diseases and are relatively stable, doing okay. And then you have patients that progress to much more advanced disease.
When I was diagnosed, I didn't know much about MPNs, and I Googled MPNs. And the MPN Research Foundation was one of the first things that popped up, and I found it super helpful. That's the website that I sent to my family to read about them because I was getting a bunch of questions.
When you're a patient, you're looking for whatever it is that's going to help you. You're looking for an organization, at least in my case, that is not just sitting still and saying, oh, whoa, you have this disease, this is what you do, but one that's saying, we want to influence research.
We really want to be a good, credible resource. We want to have people that they can connect with, they can speak to, provide that good education. We want them to know about the research that's going on, about the clinical trials that are going on.
It was a very unusual, emotional moment to be able to look somebody else in the eyes that understands what it's like to walk in my shoes.
So we have all of the community together to get their perspectives and to really look at research strategy. I want to hear all of that and figure out how do we incorporate that into where we're going in the next 2 to 3 years.
One of the things I have been most impressed about the MPN RF is they are constantly looking forward. What do our patients need to know? What does the research community need to know?
I became involved in this wonderful organization because I simply believe that if we want progress, we have to participate.
With a modest amount of money, we've had an outsized impact investing in high-risk, high-reward research that has set a foundation for the therapies that we have today, but there's more to do. With more funds, we can increase that impact and help many, many more patients like this. We as a foundation are in it for the long haul, really looking at the long view. The way we make a difference is by helping thousands of patients with better treatments, new treatments, and ultimately cures for ET, PV, and MF.
We want to not only to stop progression, we want to find a cure. And that, of course, is the holy grail for anybody who has these conditions. So,
whether or not you have someone affected by this disease area, it's a rare disease, and that donation can help steer research in so many directions. And as little as it can be, that amount could save someone's life one day.